Hello everyone, welcome to the practice session of SQL. Today I will give you 21 questions on SQL to solve. Okay, so these questions are all related to what we have learned so far. Okay, so this will help you understand how much you have learned so far and what are the topics you still need to improve. Okay, so let me help you understand what these questions are and what is the expected output from these questions so that you can go ahead and solve them. Okay, so the first question is to create tables. So you have to create three tables: authors table, books table, and student table as per given data. Let me show you what the given data is. See, you have to create the author table first, authors table. I want the columns, this many columns. These are like 5 columns here: author ID, author name, birth year, birth date, country. Okay, and the data type is this. I want the constraints: primary key for author ID, not null for author name, and I do not need any constraints for these 3 columns. Okay, and also you have to give the names to these constraints as well, like I showed you in the constraint section. Okay, we have done the constraint session, right? So there I have shown you like how you can give the names to the constraint. So I want the proper names as well to this constraint. Okay, then you go ahead and create a books table as well, where I need these 5 columns and their data type is this. Book ID I need primary key, and title I want not null constraint. Give proper names to this columns as well. Okay, why I'm saying to give proper names? Because other questions are depend on their names as well. Okay, that's why I'm asking you to give proper names to this. Third table you have to create is student table. Create a table student. Okay, column is ID, subject, marks, gender, and data type is int varchar number char1. I don't need any constraints to this table. Okay, so your first question is creating these 3 tables. Okay, and these are the records you have to insert. Okay, these are the records you have to insert. I want 4 IDs. I want author names this. I want birth year. I want birth date and country. These are the records you need to insert on this 5 columns. Okay, these are like 4 records over here which you need to insert after creating authors table. Okay, then books table you have to insert 7 records: book ID, title, publication year, author ID. Okay, and then for student table you have to create a student table and insert these records into them. ID, 3 IDs are 100, 3 IDs are 200, then subject, then marks, and then gender. I will share you these insert scripts because I don't want you to invest time on inserting records again and again, because you will be inserting already for these 2 tables. Okay, for the third table I will share you these insert statements in the description of the video. Okay, let me help you understand this birth date again. You have to watch that date timestamp session, okay, if you want to understand how to insert date, because birth date data type is date. Let me help you understand this, how you can insert this one. Okay, see, what you have to do is you have to understand what is the default format of your system, Oracle database. Select star from dual. Okay, this will give you what is the default format of Oracle database. Currently, what is the date format that Oracle database is using? It is showing YY, but it is actually DDMON 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so while inserting date, you have to do this. Okay, 05 AUG, whatever I have mentioned in the data, 1992. If you insert this, it might throw error. Okay, you have to give this only while inserting date. But this date will differ from system to system. Okay, some might have other system, then run this query and understand what is the date format of this. Okay, and then only insert the records entered. Some might have this also, DDMMYY. This means you have to insert like 05091992 in this way. It will accept only default format. If you have to insert another using another format, you have to use toDate function, which we have covered while doing date and time session. Okay, we have already covered this in the date and time session, but still I am helping you understand how to insert dates. Okay, because you have not worked on data type yet. Okay, so this was about inserting records but date. Others you can insert it because you already know how to insert them. Okay, so these are the three tables. Okay, whenever you want to see this, you can pause the video and say this. Now let's move on to second question. Second question is saying list the titles of books published before the year 1900. Means I want all the records from the books. I want only the titles. I want only the titles from books table which are published before 1900. Okay, then third question. Third question says that retrieve the names of authors born after the year 1800. So names of authors are in the authors table, right? See, author name. It is not in others table. So you have to use authors table for that. So I want only the names of the authors. Only names, no other columns. I want only the names of the authors which are born after year 1800. So you should know what to use over here, okay? Whether you have to use arithmetic operator or relational operator, that you decide. Okay. Now fourth question. Fourth question is list the author names and their countries, excluding authors from the United Kingdom, means UK. I don't want author names and countries. You have to display author names and countries, but I don't want the author names and countries for UK. I want others, for other countries other than UK. Okay. Now fifth question is retrieve the title and publication year of books authored by J.K. Rowling. Okay, I want only title and publication year. You know where it is. It is in the books table. And only one record will be there. I want only by J.K. Rowling. Okay. Sixth question is find the author names and birth years for authors whose name starts with J. This question is very clear. This is saying that author names and birth years I want to display for authors whose name starts with J. We have seen operators, okay? So you will find it over there. Now seventh question is list the titles of books published in the year 1997 or later. Means I want 1997 also and later also, after 1997 also. But I want only the titles of the books. Okay. So this is, okay, this question is, I will change this. Okay, this is one more question. Question number 8. Okay, question number 8. Question 8. Okay, this is question 9. What I will do is, let me correct this first because there are more questions. So let's question number 9. Okay, then this is question 10, 11, 12. Okay, so question 8 is retrieve the author names and birth years in the format. Okay, you have to retrieve only the author names and birth years, but in this format. See, this is the format. This is the format. Means you have to display author, then semicolon, space, birth year, whatever the birth year of this. I don't want birth year. I want 1984, whatever the birth year is. Okay, here in the insert record, this birth year you have to display. Okay, and then this for all the authors, and you have to give alias name as authors info. Okay, understood? This was question 8. Okay, and author name, see here I have given example. You have to display author name also, no? See, it will be author. Example is this. You have to display author, then the name of the author. I have given one record example, comma, space, birth year, semicolon, and then space 1965 for all the records. I want this for all the records. Okay, this is an example you can use. You know what to use. We have seen operators again over here. We have seen operators in recent session. Okay, question number 9 is list the book titles along with a message indicating their publication year for all the titles and give alias name as book info. See, you have to give alias name also. Okay, so this is an example. You have to list the book titles along with a message. You have to give a message. If the book title is this, see, Pride and Prejudice is a book's title, right? Pride and Prejudice is a book's title. So along with this, also I want was published in 1813, means you have to display the year also, publication year also. So see what you can use here. We have seen in the previous session how you can do this. Pride and Prejudice was published in 1813. This is one of the record. Example I have given to you. So you have to do this for list all the records in this way only. Okay. Question number 10. Retrieve the author name along with that birth date. I want author name and birth date, but I want birth date in the format YYYYMMDD. And give the alias name to birth date as this. Alias name I want formatted birth date. I want it as formatted birth date. Okay. Then question number 11. Rename the column publication year. We have a column name here, right? Publication year. I want you to rename it to pub year. I want you to rename it to pub_year. You know, it is in the books table. Okay. Then question number 10 is display the system date in the format. I want you to display the system date in the format MMDD YYYY with timestamp I want. Okay. Then question number 13, drop the birth date column of authors table. So I want you to drop this column. Drop this column from the authors table. Okay. Then question number 13 is drop the birth date column of authors table. Okay. Question number 14 is add a new column now. Add a new column DOB with data type date, same data type date to authors table and insert different date of birth for each authors. See, first you have to drop this birth date column. Second, you have to add a new column DOB with date data type date to authors table only. And I want for each author, I want different date of birth like this. We had inserted separate, no? So you will have to use DDL commands over here, DML commands. Okay, we have seen SQL commands also. So I want for JK Rowling, I want separate birth date for this, separate birth date. You can enter birth date of your choice, okay? But separate birth date, Rupesh Deshmukh, separate birth date. Okay, you have to identify or you have to figure out how you can do that. Okay, now question number 15. Display the author name, date of birth with, I want date of birth with timestamp and author name from authors table. Okay, you just have to display this author name and date of birth with timestamp. Then question number 16 is display the column name and constraint names for both authors table and books table. I have given which table you can use. You can use this is an inbuilt table. This is a system table. User underscore const underscore columns. We had used like user underscore constraints, but we haven't used this. But this will help you give both column name and constraint also side by side. But I want it for both authors table and books table. Okay. Now, see, this is what I want to display. I want you to display this primary key, not null, and their name will be displayed. Their name will be displayed. And here these names will be displayed for authors and books table. Okay. Then question number 17 is add the constraint not null with proper constraint name to birth year. I want you to add constraint to this column. To this column, birth year. We have not added while creating table, no? So you know what you have to use here. in order, when table is already created, you know what to use and how to add this. You have seen in the previous sessions how to add constraints after creating table. Okay, so this is the 17th question. You have to add not null constraint with proper constraint name. I want proper constraint name to birth year column of authors table. Okay, I have written here. You can use Google to get the syntax, because it's not possible to remember everything. Okay, now question number 18 is, I want you to drop the constraint of the author name column. We have the constraint now here, not null constraint. So figure out how you can drop this constraint from the author after table is created. Okay, now question number 19 is, display. I want you to display ID, subject, marks, gender for science subject. For subject science, I will write here for subject science. Okay, so we have the third table no here, student table. So we have subject here. I want you to display ID, subject, marks, gender for only, I want only subject as science. Okay, we have written here no, only science, this and this. You figure out how you can display this. Okay, then question number 20, subtract 10 marks from each subject and add alias name as revised marks. You have to add an additional column revised marks to the student table here and subtract 10 marks from each subject and give that extra column name as revised marks and display this along with other columns in the table. I want other columns also, and I want this alias name also, revised marks. We have seen this in operators session. Recently we did no arithmetic operators, and we have seen other operators also, concatenation and all. So you can go through that session if you don't know, and then you should be able to solve this. Okay, then question number 21 is last one. You have to rename the table student to students. Okay, so while solving all these 21 questions, you will understand what are the topics you are good at and what are the topics you still need to work on. Okay, the one who has went through all the sessions from day 1 till now should be able to answer all these 21 questions. Okay, however, I am also going to create a separate session on the answers to this question so that you can validate your queries over there. Okay, so that's all for today. See you in the next session. Thank you.